I'm Dana K. White of aslobchemsclean.com, and I'm the author of Decluttering at the Speed of Life, and I am back from my summer break. Thank you to those of you who reached out to wonder where I was. I did talk about it on my live Q&As that I do on Tuesdays, but I take the summers off because life is a container. You can only fit so much into it, and I needed to focus on my kids and my family. So I do that every year. I take summers off. But anyway, here we are. We're back and getting back into routine. And so I thought this was a good time to talk about something that I get questions or I get comments about sometimes that I know can be really discouraging for the person who is just trying to make progress in their home. And that is, what's the difference between cleaning and tidying and decluttering and organizing and straightening and all these different words that we use to do this thing that we do? Y'all, I've talked about all of those words for hours on my podcast. But what I want to talk about today is, does it matter? Okay? And I say the only thing that matters is that you make forward progress. And so if it helps you make forward progress to analyze that, well, decluttering is getting stuff out and just, that's different from the daily stuff, and, tidying is just putting things away, and that's not really, if it helps you to make those distinctions, great, do that. But if it halts you, if it stops you from being able to make your home better and turn your home into the place that you can handle and that you enjoy being in, then throw those out the window, call it whatever you want to call it to help you move forward, okay? So I don't believe that it's important to distinguish those things except when it helps you move forward, okay? What I'm going to talk about today is how I use my decluttering process, which is my 5-step, no mess decluttering process. Yes, for decluttering, absolutely, but also sometimes just to break through the overwhelm that happens with daily mess. When I do a 5-minute pickup, which is one of my most crucial daily tasks, when I do a 5-minute pickup, I often find myself going through the 5-step process. Usually it's the first 2 steps, and then I've done everything I need to do. But having the steps helps me break through that feeling of overwhelm, okay? That's the key. People like me see, oh, this looks great, and oh my word, this looks messy, but we don't see the incremental mess happening. And so by the time we see it, we tend to be already overwhelmed at that moment and frozen. So having the steps helps me move forward. So what does that look like? Well, this morning I'm in my kitchen. That last night looked like this. Okay. Yeah, seriously. I use the 5-step process to deal with that because that is overwhelming. That makes my brain spin out. Oh my goodness, how did this happen? What am I gonna do? I just last night was talking to someone who was talking about being in that situation and being frozen for 3 days and saying, instead, I just followed the process. When I finally went to it, I just followed the process item by item. So what is the process? Well, here's me last night, not realizing that my microphone was not set up, but here's me going through the process, okay? Well, that works great here because when I see this mess, it makes me feel overwhelmed and it makes me think I just don't know where to start, but I do know where to start. I follow the 5-step process. So I'd say the same thing to myself that I always say, which is start with the trash. So I'm gonna start with the trash, all right? Looky there. Out of my groceries that are not finished being put away, I have a bag. So I'm just gonna look for trash first because that gets me going. Okay, I found trash. Plenty of it. I'm sure I'm still gonna find more trash, so I'm gonna hang this right here to be ready. There's also the trash can, obviously, but it got me going. And now I know what's in this space. I know what I'm dealing with. So what's the next thing? The easy stuff. what already has an established home, but somehow it ended up on the kitchen island, because lots of things just end up on the kitchen island, right? So I'm just gonna look around and say, what in this space has an established home somewhere else? I'm gonna go ahead and take that stuff to its home now, okay? So for example, the leash. Yeah. Here comes somebody, because they hear that little, and here they come. I'm gonna close this as well. Anyway, but yeah, like, oh my word, sweetie, get down. She never does that. Only because y'all are here. Okay, get down. Anyway, okay, so the leash goes, and then I'm gonna see what else goes in that same general direction, and I'll take it to its home as well. Like these hot pad holders, these can be put away. Okay, the thing that I find most of the time with overwhelming messes like this that are like the reoccurring, it's not a real decluttering project, is that generally the first 2 steps of the decluttering process get me through the vast majority of it. So I'm still at the easy stuff stage, which also means emptying the dishwasher and putting the dirty dishes in there. But in general, most things can be accomplished, just general everyday picking up, tidying, straightening, whatever you want to call it, daily stuff, I don't know, with those first 2 steps. And yet it helps me to have those first 2 steps. And then I generally also use the rest of the steps at some point. I'll use my decluttering questions too. But for now, I'm keeping on going with the easy stuff, which includes the dishes. Blech, right? So I have worked my way through going next thing after next thing, trash, easy stuff, working my way through. Anytime I get overwhelmed, I just say, what in here is easy? Generally, most of this was easy, but when I get to something that's not, like bananas that are past the point when I'm gonna eat them, like this, that's where I get stuck, right? And so my brain starts to spin out, and I think, okay, but those would be great for banana bread, but I'm not gonna make banana bread right now. And they would be great for smoothies, but okay, whatever I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take it there right now, which means I'm gonna go ahead, peel these, put them in the freezer so they're ready for smoothies, okay? All right, and then little by little, item by item, it's back to this. I know, some of y'all are gonna be like, why do you have stuff on your counters? Because I like it, and it doesn't matter, and there's no rules, right? But use the process. Use the process. Use whatever works for you. But when you're feeling overwhelmed, don't get caught up in, well, I can't use that decluttering process right now because this isn't decluttering. This is just daily mess that shouldn't have happened, and how did I let it? Use the process. Whatever moves you forward, whatever makes your space better, that's what you should be doing. And if you find yourself caught up in the mindset and spinning out that is causing you to not be able to make it better, which remember, anything you do, one piece of trash thrown away means this space is better, okay? But if you find yourself in a situation where you are stuck and you can't move forward, say, start with the trash. Start with the trash. Okay, what in this space is easy? What do I not have to think about? What doesn't overwhelm me? But when we look at the whole overall mass of the mess, it's overwhelming. But when we start to say, I'm looking for trash, I start looking for individual items. A Taco Bueno cup is not overwhelming to me, okay? I know that needs to be dumped out and stuck in the trash. Like that isn't overwhelming, and it gets me moving, and it diminishes the overall volume of the mess, which then helps me to keep making progress, okay? All right, I'm excited to be back finally, and did want to let y'all know that Take Your House Back, the course that I do with Dawn from Minimal Mom and Cass from Clutterbug, is open. I mean, it's always open, but it's on sale right now. You want to grab it while it's on sale. So go to aslobcomesclean.com/take. That's my link. I also have the link here in the description for this video, and grab that while it's on sale. Okay, I will talk to y'all later. Bye.